What if the dog who guarded your family for 14 years put his body between your kids and danger every single day, ended up chained outside in winter just because the new wife hated a little dog hair? Could you ever forgive that? Meet Max, a big German shepherd who became the Miller family's guardian the day their first son was born. For 14 years, he was the shadow that kept everyone safe, slept outside the kids' bedroom doors every single night, growled at strangers until they backed off the property, even took on a loose pit bull once to protect the youngest daughter when she was only 5. Neighbors called him the Silent Sentinel. He never barked without reason, but when reason came, he was unstoppable. Dad used to brag that Max was better than any alarm system money could buy. The kids grew up with his head in their laps, his body blocking cold drafts, his eyes watching every doorway like his life depended on it, because to him, it did. Everyone knew Max wasn't just a dog. He was the reason that family slept peacefully for over a decade. Then, Dad got divorced and brought home Lisa, a woman who loved everything white, spotless, and hair-free. At first, the complaints were small. He sheds too much. His hair gets on my dresses. I'm allergic. She never once sneezed. Then came the new rules. No more on the couch. No more in the living room. No more upstairs at night because it's creepy having him watch us sleep. The kids begged. Dad promised it would pass. But here's the question that still burns. How does a little shedding become grounds for exile? Winter came early that year. One night after another fight about fur on her precious white furniture, Lisa laid down the ultimatum. Either he stays outside permanently or I'm gone. Dad chose her. That very evening, Max, now 14 years old, gray on his muzzle and arthritis in his hips, got a chain around his neck and a plastic barrel dragged to the backyard. The kids cried. Max whined at the back door for hours, pawing at the glass, looking inside at the warm lights he wasn't allowed near anymore. Night after night, he sat there shivering, breath fogging in the freezing air, eyes fixed on the house that used to be his. Neighbors started noticing, saw him covered in frost, saw the water bowl frozen solid, saw him trying to curl his big body into that tiny barrel that barely fit his shoulders. One neighbor left blankets. Max dragged them closer to the door, but never used them. Another left food. He ate only enough to survive. And every single night, he kept watch on the house, just like he always had, even though the house no longer watched back. Animal control got called 3 times. Each time Dad said, "He's fine, he's an outside dog now." An outside dog after 14 years inside? By January, Max could barely stand when the chain allowed him to move. His coat was matted with ice, his ribs showing, his eyes dull from cold and heartbreak. The neighbors couldn't take it anymore. One night, Mrs. Carter from next door waited until the house lights went out, walked over with bolt cutters, and cut the chain. Max didn't run, he just slowly limped after her, into her warm garage where she'd already set up a thick bed by the heater. He collapsed on it and slept for 18 hours straight. The next day, Mrs. Carter took Max to the vet. Arthritis, frostbite damage, malnutrition, and the worst diagnosis of all, a broken spirit. Dad found out a week later when animal control finally forced a welfare check. He showed up angry, demanding his dog back. The officer handed him the photos. Frozen water bowl, chain rub wounds raw around Max's neck, Max barely able to lift his head. Dad went quiet. Lisa refused to come. The kids came alone, knelt in the garage, cried into Max's fur one last time. They whispered sorry over and over, then left because they were told it's the new family rules. Mrs. Carter became Max's new world. She gave him back the couch, the bed by the door, the warm spot by the fireplace. He never barked at strangers again, just watched the door quietly, like he was waiting for someone who would never return. For 2 more years, he lived like the guardian he always was, only now guarding a little old lady who never once complained about dog hair. When Max passed at 16, Mrs. Carter buried him in her backyard under the tree he used to sit beneath on hot days. She put up a small stone that reads, "Max, Guardian Forever." A year later, Dad drove by the old neighborhood, saw the stone, pulled over, and sat in his car crying for an hour. Lisa filed for divorce 6 months after that. The kids still visit Max's grave every Christmas, leave treats, tell him they're sorry. And somewhere up there, I like to think Max is finally off the chain, running free, watching over the only family that ever deserved him. 6 months after Lisa walked out, Dad tried to fix things. He showed up at Mrs. Carter's door with a new leash and 1,000 apologies, asked if he could just visit Max sometimes. Mrs. Carter didn't slam the door. She just looked at him and said, "He waited 14 years for you to choose him. You made your choice, he made his." Dad never came back. Today, the kids are grown. They still drive to Mrs. Carter's house every year on Max's birthday, sit by the stone under the tree, talk to him like he's still listening. They bring their own dogs now, let them run in the yard Max once guarded, tell them stories about the silent sentinel who saved their lives and never asked for anything but a place by the door. Mrs. Carter is gone now too, but she left the house to a senior dog rescue on one condition: the stone stays exactly where it is. So, tell me in the comments right now, and don't hold back, when a dog gives you 14 years of perfect protection, puts his life on the line for your kids, keeps watch every single night, and you chain him outside in winter because someone new doesn't like a little hair on the furniture, who really is the one that doesn't belong in the family anymore? Drop your answer below, because some guardians never stop protecting, even when the people they loved stop deserving it. Thank you for watching. If this story made you angry, made you cry, or made you hug your dog tighter tonight, hit subscribe. We tell these stories so no dog ever ends up chained outside for doing nothing wrong. See you in the next one.